I'm Yvette Fielding and welcome to Most Haunted, the live series. Tonight you join us on our final investigation of the 8-week run, and what a run it's been. Here are just some of the things that have happened along the way.
What the hell?
I heard that. Oh, what you? That was a stone. No, it wasn't. Yes, it was. It was.
Shit.
What was that?
Something butter, yes. Scratch his face. No, I know it is, but if, come on, if it would work for the print hole.
Scratch his face.
Yeah, do it. Scratch his face.
What was that? Somebody just kicked my shin really hard.
Someone behind me just said, I'm here.
I heard it. It was a... Yeah, it was a...
Now we're getting lots and lots of things happening at the moment. You bet that was that wood moving.
I just think... Oh, what? Are you... I thought somebody stood in between us then.
My legs have got icy cold.
Oh, whoa, that was behind me.
Oh, sorry!
You're all right.
Don't push me.
It sounds like a woman. You want to come face to face with her?
I'm not even going to say that it was a ghost.
Oh, what?
We're at our wits' end now. You're scaring us a lot.
We can help you.
Whoa, there's movement. Up here.
Go on, Stuart, you get in one.
Well, bearing in mind we don't have a way out!
Oh! Whoa!
I think you should go on your own. I think you should...
Careful. You all right, Stu?
Simon! Back to this week, and a building steeped in history and drenched in stories of the paranormal. Tonight, I have brought my team to Cumbria and the gruesome Dalton Hall. The Grade II listed 15th century mansion that is Dalton Hall nestles in the Cumbrian countryside just south of Carlisle. The Dalton family can be traced back to the 1300s in this area. They fought the Scots in border raids and undertook garrison duties at Carlisle Castle. It's believed that the hall was presented to the brother of Scottish King David when Carlisle was ceded to Scotland. With such a tumultuous history, it's no wonder Dalton is filled with the stories of the dead who have yet to find rest. This baronial hall, the oldest part of the building, is home to a plethora of paranormal phenomena. The ghost of a woman known as Lady Jane is seen walking through here and the minstrels gallery above. And shadowy figures are said to lurk in the corners, only to disappear when approached. Some people believe that the spirits said to haunt the baronial hall reside beneath it in Dalton's cellars. Only partly excavated, this area is also believed to be home to the curiously named Mr. Fingernails. Appearing to visitors and staff in the form of a black fog, Mr. Fingernails is believed to be the cause of the scraping sounds that emanate from this dark cavity. Now known as the library, this former chapel is also plagued by sounds from the cellars below. The cries and barks of dogs can be heard rising from an area that for decades has been bricked up, while some people report an overwhelming feeling of unease, as if they are standing on someone's grave. But the cellars and the ground floor are not the only areas of this great mansion that are believed to be haunted. Visitors who stay in the many rooms on this first floor talk of a woman in Tudor dress who is said to walk these stairs. People are woken from their sleep as bed sheets are ripped off them, only to find that once fully awake, they are alone in the room. With so much paranormal activity to investigate, how will we fare tonight? We have 2 hours to find out. Joining me now in this great hall are Most Haunted's ever-questioning parapsychologist Dr. Kieran O'Keefe and our lovely historian Leslie Smith. Leslie, fantastic place, and I know you're quite excited, as always, but there's something, a rumour that could possibly be connected with this particular property.
There is, and I'm not going to give too much away as ever, but what I will say is, do you remember at one point this was Scotland? In other words, it's moved backwards and forwards as a boundary. A very bloody area, tremendous amount of activity in terms of people killing each other, frankly. And the property itself has a very important past. 5 foot thick some of the walls are, dates back as a manor from the 1200s, but as an actual physical building on the manor site, this one is from about 1507. So there are things within here, some of them are rumours, some of them are very hard fact. That's what we're interested in finding. Also, I should give you a little bit of a warning, there's a Druid temple site by tradition very close by. Now that can mean some very odd things happening.
I like the sound of that. Now, before we get Kieran's views on tonight's investigation, let's hear from the people that live and breathe this place, the people that work here.
There's definitely something here. We've had guests stay that have seen the handle turn on the door and been extremely nervous about it. In room 4, there's quite a lot of instances that have happened in there.
When I first started, being my first year here, every time I was in room 4, you used to feel as though someone was going through your pockets or playing with things in your pockets. I mean, you'd sort of put your hand down and look round, there was nobody there.
We have a guest who was in there the one morning. He's getting ready, he's at the sink. Directly behind him is a cupboard that opened, he had it open, and it slammed shut. He thought maybe a member of staff was in there. There was nobody in at all, and he just freaked and quickly left the room.
One of the rooms that I stayed in one night with our young grandson, who at the time was 16 months, he was in a cot in the room with me, and I was woken up and being strangled by something. I couldn't see what it was, and they were trying to get to our grandson, and that was very, very frightening.
There's lots of stories. I think the odd thing about it is that people will report the same thing happening in the same room, rather than, it's not a jumble of things, it's the same thing in the same rooms that they'll report, which is, I find, quite odd, really.
Now, Kieran, we've heard it from the people who work here, but what do you think of this particular location? And what do you think we should be looking out for tonight?
Well, some of the eyewitness accounts are fascinating. For example, the lady feeling as though somebody's rummaging in her pockets. That I find fascinating. The other accounts, they could be related to sleep-related hallucinations, that sort of thing. So I'm going to ignore those, and let's just focus on some of the activity that hopefully the team will pick up on. And I'm particularly interested in that rummaging in the pockets, maybe the doorknobs moving, those sort of things.
I'm hearing knocking. It's almost like footsteps, sort of very low, heavy footsteps coming towards us. And lots of squeaking.
Yes, well, yeah.
It's already started. Let's hope it sort of builds up. Now, last week we were at Lincoln Prison, and while conducting an investigation in the male wing, we witnessed what we believe to be very strange phenomena involving a light bulb. How are you doing, Simon?
I've got it on.
Look at it spinning. Oh, what is it?
Oh.
It's a light bulb. Well, it's not come out of there. So, Kieran, what did you make to that?
Two very odd things. First of all, a light bulb flying as if from out of nowhere. Is that paranormal? You know what I'm going to say. We don't have enough footage. We can't see it from the beginning of the trajectory to the end. However, it did go into a room where there was nobody in that room, and that we can verify. The second odd thing is the spinning. If a light bulb is thrown or it,